Good morning, everyone. Last class we started erythropoiesis, right? So in the blood, there is a fluid portion called plasma, and the cellular components or blood cells. There are three types of blood cells: erythrocytes called RBC cells, leukocytes called WBC cells, and thrombocytes called platelets. So these three are very important. So in RBC, we started RBC. So the main function of RBC to carry the oxygen and carbon dioxide, and also it regulate the blood pH. Before that, we have to study the how these blood cells are forming, where it is forming, because all the cells after their lifespan they will die. Okay, so that the new cells will be formed in the body. So coming to the erythropoiesis, it is the process by which the mature red blood cells are produced from the precursor stem cells. There is a stem cells called mother cells. So from there is a production or origin, development and maturation of erythrocytes are taking place. So these take place in different site. In fetal life, it is mainly by mesoderm of yolk sac, liver and spleen, and at the end, that means after 8 months, there is a red bone marrow. In newborn babies, all the bones with red bone marrow, liver and spleen. Okay, in children it is red bone marrow, and in adults it is mainly by bone marrow. So these things I already told, right? So this is the bone. So these are the steps. Erythropoiesis. So coming to the stem cell, the first one is stem cell. So from the stem cell, there is a committed stem cell, then there is a formation of normoblast. In that again early, intermediate and late normoblast. So from the late normoblast, there is a reticulocyte and RBC cells. So these are the stages. Okay. So when you are writing the answers, you have to write the stages properly. So from pro-erythroblast to early normoblast is taking place. Okay. Not if you write the first the early normoblast, or if you write the late normoblast, it will be wrong. Okay. Because all the cells is going in this manner only. Okay. 1 to 6 what I written. So like that only you have to write. So all this I explained in the last class. So you have to observe the changes in the cell size, changes in the size of the nucleus. So the formation hemoglobin, etc. Okay. Next, coming to the factors regulating erythropoiesis. There are many factors. We classify these regulation into two factors. One is the internal factors and external factors. Okay, internal factors and the internal factors means, so these factors are present in the inside the body, like hormones. Okay, so hormones are present in our body. Okay, inside. So mainly there are many hormones like interleukins, CSFs, erythropoietin, androgens, estrogen, thyroxine, growth hormone and cortisol. Okay, so when you study the endocrinology, So one system is there. So in that time you will come to know the different types of hormones. Okay. So now these are the beginning classes. You will be confused with these medical terminologies. Okay. So because you have to learn. So you have to learn the medical terms for these classes. Okay. So medical terminology class will be taken. So that time you will understand the whatever I am telling the classes. Okay, the topics and all. So initially it will be difficult to understand. So these are the hormones which are regulate the erythropoiesis, means formation of RBC. So whenever if any deficiency of these hormones, okay, so deficiency of these hormones, what will happen? Imagine, so there is a, maybe it will alter the count. So normal RBC count, so you know it is male it is 5 millions and in female it is 4 millions. So any deficiency of these hormones, so it will affect the production of RBC. Your count may be differ. Okay, so those are hormones. Next, coming to the others, there is the intrinsic factor. Okay, so these intrinsic factors will be producing in the stomach. Stomach, you know, right? So in the stomach the intrinsic factor is producing. Okay, intrinsic factor of Castle is producing in the stomach. If there is any any disease of the stomach, or if any disease, if the stomach is removed, so these intrinsic factors will not produce, so that will affect the RBC production. Okay, so that will decrease the RBC production. Okay, understood? So there is a internal factors and external factors. So internal factors are hormones, internal, so they are producing inside the body like hormones. Okay, and the intrinsic factor of this, that is mainly produced from the stomach. So in this hormonal factors, so one is very important is erythropoietin. Okay, so important is erythropoietin. So I will tell next in the next slide. Erythropoietin is important. Okay, next coming to the external factors. So external factors means, so whatever you are taking, whatever you are getting these things from externally, so along with your food, so whatever the food you are consuming, so mainly which contain the what, vitamins, okay, so proteins, carbohydrates, minerals, so etc. So these things are also important for the production of RBC. Understood? So any deficiency of these external factors, so or your food consumption, so if you are eating the junk foods and all, if you are taking, so that will not contain the whatever the necessary food. Okay, so that will not contain the vitamins. So very important, the vitamins for the production of RBC. Okay, so we will see which are the external factors. So the vitamins, very important is vitamin B12. Okay, that's a maturation factor. Maturation factor, vitamin B12 and folic acid. Okay, folic acid, vitamin B12 and folic acid. So these are vitamins you are consuming through food. Okay, so it is important for maturation of RBC. So you know the from the reticulocyte, so it has to mature and to form a RBC, right? Matured RBC. So very important. So only the matured RBC will perform their function. Means it will carry the oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay. So vitamin B12 and folic acid. The other thing is RBC mainly contain the hemoglobin. So HB means hemoglobin. So for the formation of hemoglobin, So the important minerals like iron, copper, cobalt and proteins. So proteins are very important for the production of hemoglobin. Understood? So I will tell again. So for the regulation of erythropoiesis, so internal and external factors. So internal factors are hormones and intrinsic factor of Castle, which is mainly produced in the stomach, and external are maturation factors like vitamins and hemoglobin. For the production of hemoglobin, there is a minerals and proteins are important. So as I told, the hormone, the erythropoietin, the name only indicates erythropoiesis. Erythropoietin is very important. Okay. So for the production of erythropoietin, the hypoxia is a very most potent stimulus for erythropoiesis. Means, what is hypoxia? Coming to what is hypoxia, it is the decrease in oxygen content in the tissues. Okay. So means for the cell, so suppose this is the cell, so for the to function, the oxygen is very important, right? Oxygen is very important. Who will supply oxygen? So mainly the RBC, right? RBC supplies the oxygen to the cells. If there is a decrease in oxygen supply to the cells will suffer deficiency of oxygen. So that will lead to hypoxia. So hypoxia is a condition where decrease in oxygen content in the cells. So now if oxygen content to the cells decreases, so that will stimulate the production of erythropoietin hormone in the body. Understood? Okay. So this is how the production is taking place. So if low oxygen content in the tissues, okay, or the cells, so that will stimulate the kidney. So kidney mainly release or synthesis the erythropoietin. Okay. The kidney mainly stimulate the production of or mainly produce the erythropoietin. Okay. So erythropoietin is secreted or produced by kidney. Understood? When there is a decrease in low oxygen content or low tension, oxygen tension in the tissue, that will stimulate the kidney to produce the erythropoietin. So erythropoietin in turn stimulate the bone marrow, that is a stimulate the stem cells. You know, right? Stem cells means the mother cells. So it stimulates the stem cells in the bone marrow. As I told, the red bone marrow, so mainly produce the RBC, right? Stimulate the bone marrow. So RBC precursors will be produced and there is a production of RBC is taking place. Understood? Once the production of RBC increases, or it will, when it reach the normal level, okay, when it reach the normal level, what will happen? It will inhibit, so through a negative feedback. Okay, negative means, so it is inhibiting or stopping the kidney to stop the erythropoietin hormone. Understood? So once there is a low oxygen tension or low hypoxia, hypoxia will stimulate the kidney for the production of erythropoietin. So erythropoietin will stimulate the bone marrow. So RBC production will increases. Once the RBC production increases through negative means it is stopping the kidney to to further production of RBC until when it reach the normal level, it will inhibit the kidney or stopping the kidney for the production of erythropoietin. So this is erythropoietin source. That means if you write just kidney is enough. Okay. So for the erythropoietin is mainly produced by peritubular capillary bed of kidney, or if you write just kidney is enough. Okay. So erythropoietin, so stimulation or stimulant is what? Hypoxia, right? So hypoxia stimulate the kidney. So erythropoietin level increases, production increase, that will stimulate the bone marrow. So bone marrow increase the RBC production. So once the RBC production reach the normal level, by negative feedback it is inhibiting the kidney. Okay. So next, coming to the mode of action. So what it will do, or functions, mode of action or functions of erythropoietin. So that is very important. So the short answers they will give. What is the functions of erythropoietin? Understood? Functions of erythropoietin are mode of action. So first, it will act on the progenitor cells and convert it into pro-normoblast. So if you study the stages of erythropoiesis, you can write. Okay. So progenitor cells to pro-normoblast. Okay. Then it causes these cells to pass rapidly through successive stages. As I told, there are 6 stages are there. So rapidly the cells can passes through these, means complete all these stages rapidly, and increase the RBC count 2 to 3 days. Okay, 2 to 3 days it will increase within 2 to 3 days. Also increase the synthesis of RNA, DNA, globin and ferritin. Increase the next function is increase the hemoglobin synthesis in already existing normoblast. If the cells are in the normoblastic stage, so it will increase the hemoglobin synthesis in the RBC cells and increase the release of reticulocytes. So reticulocyte is just before the mature RBC. So reticulocyte stage. Okay. So these are the mode of action. So this is erythropoietin cycle. Understood? So in the erythropoietin, it is a hormone mainly produced in the kidney. Okay. So the kidney will not produce simply. Okay. So it needs a stimulation. Okay. It needs a stimulation. So stimulation is hypoxia. What is hypoxia? Hypoxia is decrease in oxygen content in the body. Okay. So whenever the oxygen content decreases in the tissues or cells, so it will go and stimulate the kidney for the production of erythropoietin. So what it is function? So it will acts on the progenitor cells and convert it into pro-normoblast, causes these cells to pass rapidly through all these stages. There are 6 stages. Then it will production take very fast, in 2 to 3 days it will finish. It will increase the synthesis of RNA, DNA, globin and ferritin. So increase the hemoglobin synthesis in already existing normoblast. Next, coming to the external or dietary factors. External or dietary factors. So dietary factors, as I told, it is through diet or through food you are consuming. So one is the vitamin B12 and folic acid. So both are very important. Vitamin B12 and folic acid. So this deficiency of this vitamin B12 and folic acid, that will leads to anemia. So anemia, I will tell in the anemia class is there one more. So it is a deficiency of RBC count decreases. Whenever the RBC and hemoglobin count decreases, that will lead to anemia. Okay. So this is will lead to megaloblastic anemia. So that is failure in maturation and reduction in the cell division. Means the cell will not mature only. Okay, the size will be more. So it has to reduce, right? It has to come to 7.2. So then only it will, if the matured RBC only perform the function, carry the oxygen. So very important, right? So if deficiency of these two maturation factors will leads to megaloblastic anemia or failure in maturation and reduction in cell division. Cell division will be reduced. Okay. So because the vitamin B12 is necessary for the synthesis of thymine. Okay, synthesis of thymine, which is found in DNA, not in RNA. So or you would write just maturation factor with vitamin B12 and folic acid is enough. Okay, the folic acid also synthesis DNA decreases, so that will also leads to megaloblastic anemia. Okay, leads to megaloblastic anemia. So folic acid, these are the source and all. So synthesis of DNA decreases if the deficiency of the folic acid, that will leads to megaloblastic anemia. So same thing. Okay. So in early pregnancy, okay, in pregnancy time you can observe the doctors will give the vitamin tablets, like these are which mainly contain vitamin B12 and folic acid. First 3 months they will tell to take vitamin B12 and folic acid tablets, because it is very necessary for the growth of the fetus, otherwise the RBC production decreases. Okay. The next topic is hemoglobin. So hemoglobin, it is important pigment which is present in erythrocytes. So erythrocytes, so you can see, so this is a red blood cells which is present in the blood. So in the RBC, so mainly contain hemoglobin molecules. So mainly the hemoglobin will transport the oxygen. Understood? In RBC the hemoglobin is present. The hemoglobin mainly carries the oxygen. Okay. So this is the structure of the hemoglobin. So hemoglobin means, so the heme part and globin part. So it contains two, the heme part and globulin part. Okay. The heme part, this is the heme. So this is the heme, oxygen which binds on heme. Okay, the oxygen which is going and bind to the heme part. So globulin is a polypeptides, okay, or amino acids. So the same thing, it is the red oxygen carrying pigment in the RBC. So major part, it is made up of a protein called globin. The remaining is an iron containing pigment called heme. Okay. So hemoglobin has a globin and heme part. Okay. So this heme part, the iron is present, okay, and protoporphyrin, there is a 4 pyrrole rings are present. in the heme part. Understood? In the hemoglobin there is a heme part and globin part. In the heme part, the iron, the ferrous iron and protoporphyrin is present. Understood? So just you remember, the hemoglobin is present in RBC. So mainly the oxygen go and bind in the heme part or iron part of the hemoglobin. Next is the globin. So globin is made up of 4 polypeptide chains. Okay, 4 polypeptide chain. Of 4 chain, 2 are alpha chains. Okay, so I told there is a 4 polypeptide chains. In that 2 are alpha chain. Okay, alpha chain, and 2 are beta chain. Okay, so 2 are beta chain. Understood? The globin mainly contain 4 polypeptide chains. In that 2 are alpha chain and 2 are beta chain. So that is enough. Okay. So 2 alpha chain is made up of 141 amino acids. These are not required for you. Just remember, the hemoglobin has heme part and globin part. The heme part contain iron with protoporphyrin rings. Okay, so mainly the oxygen bind to this iron part of heme. Then globin part mainly contain 4 polypeptide chains, 2 alpha and 2 beta chains. So this very important is, each polypeptide chain will associated with or connected with the iron of the heme group. Understood? So globin is also important, heme part is also important. Understood? So the globin is connected or associated with the iron of heme group. Okay. So you can see in this picture. So these are this is the polypeptide chains. Okay, you can see these things are polypeptide chains, this and this. So there are 2 alpha and 2 beta polypeptide chains. So it is associated with the iron part of the heme. Iron part of the heme. So next, coming to the normal hemoglobin content. So very important. Okay. So adult male mainly contain 14 to 14 to 18 gram %. Okay, 14 to 18 gram %. So you have to mention the gram. Okay, in female it is 12 to 15 gram %. Coming to the functions of hemoglobin, mainly transport the oxygen from lungs to tissue and transport the carbon dioxide from tissue to lungs. Okay. So here the protein is present. The globin is a protein part. So being a protein, it acts as an excellent acid base buffer. Okay, so mainly acts as an acid base buffer and responsible for 70% of buffering power of whole blood. So in our body, the blood mainly regulate the acid base in our body. Okay, so blood mainly regulate the acid base. So why it is regulating means because of the presence of hemoglobin in RBC. Okay. So why the hemoglobin will regulate? Because of the presence of globin or protein in hemoglobin. Next, coming to the types of hemoglobin. Mainly there are two types of hemoglobin. One is the adult hemoglobin, okay, hemoglobin A, called adult hemoglobin, which is present in the adults, okay. So there's a children's and adult. So adult, there is a, if you check, there are different types of chains, alpha and beta chains. As I told, the hemoglobin mainly contain 2 alpha and 2 beta chain, right? So in adult hemoglobin, it is 2 alpha and 2 beta chain, okay, 2 alpha and 2 beta chain. But if you check, so that is 1. So there is a fetal hemoglobin, okay, there is a fetal hemoglobin. There is a fetal hemoglobin. So this fetal hemoglobin F, we call it as fetal hemoglobin. So fetal hemoglobin, we call it as the hemoglobin F, okay, hemoglobin F. F means fetal, fetus you know, right? Okay, so then it has 2 alpha chain and 2 gamma chain. So it is different. So in adult, it has 2 alpha and 2 beta. So here the beta chain is replaced by gamma chain. Okay. So 2 alpha and 2 gamma chain. So it is seen only in fetal life. So when the in womb, fetus, okay. So in the fetal life, you can see the 2 alpha and 2 gamma chain. So why this different? The fetus, if it is beta, that also carries oxygen properly and this also carries oxygen properly. But the fetus require more oxygen because it is growing, right? So during growing stage, so it require more oxygen. So this gamma chain, it has a great affinity to oxygen. Affinity means, so combining capacity, okay. The hemoglobin will combine with oxygen, okay, combine with oxygen. So in this type, it is carried in the blood. So in the gamma chain, if it is a gamma chain, it has a greater affinity to combine with oxygen, okay, and it will take much more volume of oxygen than adult hemoglobin because the fetus require more oxygen. So the gamma polypeptide will have a high affinity to combine with hemoglobin. So it will take much larger volume of oxygen than adult hemoglobin. Clear? So what are the types? There is adult hemoglobin and fetal hemoglobin. So hemoglobin understood. So the red blood cells, which mainly contain the several hundreds of hemoglobin. So this hemoglobin has 2 parts. One is the heme part and globin part, okay, heme part and globin part. This is the structure. So this is the globin. So in the globin, there is a 4 polypeptide chains, 2 alpha and 2 beta in adult. In fetus, it has 2 alpha and 2 gamma chain. Clear? Next, in the heme part, it has iron containing protoporphyrin rings. Okay, iron containing protoporphyrin rings. So this polypeptide chains, it has a connection with the heme part. Okay, so you can see, so there are 4 heme are present. So this heme mainly contain iron, okay, mainly contain iron, Fe, iron. To this iron, the oxygen is going and binding, okay, the oxygen go and bind to the heme. So I will sum up all these things. So in the blood, which has liquid portion called plasma and cellular components like cells are present. So in the plasma there is a fluid and organic inorganic substances are present. So in that, very important you have to study is plasma proteins. Okay, plasma proteins, the functions of plasma proteins and name of the plasma proteins: albumin, globulin, fibrinogen and prothrombin. Okay, and functions of plasma proteins. So coming to the cells, as I told, there are three types: RBC, WBC and platelets, right? Platelets. So I am talking about the RBC. Okay, so RBC, in RBC there is, you have to study the how the production of RBC or erythropoiesis. Okay, very important, the 10 marks question. Okay, so erythropoiesis, so all the stages with the diagram you have to study. So erythropoiesis, then normal RBC count in male and female you have to remember. Okay, so normal RBC count. Then so in the erythropoiesis the regulation also important. Understood? Next, the functions of RBC. Okay, functions of RBC. Functions of RBC. So next, coming to the hemoglobin. So RBC mainly contain hemoglobin. So hemoglobin is having two. One is the heme part and globulin part. So this heme part mainly contain iron. Okay, iron. So to this iron the oxygen is binding. Understood? Oxygen is binding. So next is the globin. So globin is a protein. Okay, so or polypeptide chains, contain polypeptide chain alpha and beta, alpha 2 alpha and 2 beta. So this polypeptide chains has close contact with the iron. Okay. So 2 alpha and 2 beta chain. Thank you all.